Before this video starts, I want to give a huge shout out to the All Thomas Dubs Discord server, where you can find all kinds of Thomas media in every single language that you can think of. English, Spanish, French, German, Russian, you name it. This Discord server helped me with most of my videos on my Thomas in HD channel, and if it weren't for these guys, then the Thomas fandom wouldn't be the same sense. I totally recommend this server if you're into foreign Thomas dubs. The link to the Discord server will be in the description. Thank you so much for listening to this, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, that's another video done. Now, let me just see what the date is. Oh, it's my birthday. No wonder I've been getting so many text messages and presents. Well, I only have 5 hours left. Nothing can possibly ruin my birthday now. Oh crap, it's Judah. Hey Judah, what's up?
Hey, I got something important to tell ya.
Oh really? What is it?
Hayden's starting a drama again.
Ugh, don't remind me of this kid. I've had enough of his drama already.
Yeah, but something has to be done about this.
Yeah, I agree. Something must be done. Hold on, Judah. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
What did he say?
He's had enough of Hayden too, as well as JJ, Tom Tank Productions, and some other guys. If only we can show the bad stuff that Hayden did to everyone.
Ooh, I have an idea! Why don't we make a documentary about this kid? Then the whole world will know of his existence, and everything he has done.
Yeah, that does sound like a good idea. Now, if only we had a popular YouTuber that could also share their side of the story about—
Look in the comments section.
Wait, what?
Frank, you may have gone a little too far.
The time has come. The time is swell. Listen up, Hayden. You're going to hell. Disclaimer. The following video contains lots of swearing and other nasty stuff not meant for a general audience. However, we still encourage kids to keep watching this video to better understand the situation. If you are a parent watching this with your child, let this be a lesson to your children of what not to do on the internet. Because what this user has done could possibly traumatize your life forever. Viewer discretion is advised.
How's it going, bros? My name's PewDiePie. Today we're gonna play Geometry Dash. I don't know why, but it's the highest rated game on the iPhone store.
This is PewDiePie. He currently has over 100 million subscribers worldwide. How did he get there, you might ask? Well, there's a bunch of reasons. But one reason I think we can all agree on is that he earned his popularity. And so came a plethora of YouTube channels that follow their success on the YouTube algorithm. Some totally awesome, and some questionable. They all have one goal in mind: to make themselves present on YouTube and stand out amongst the other channels out there. And even in the Thomas community, there are a lot of YouTube channels that make tons of quality content for everyone to enjoy. Video analytics such as The Unlucky Tug, Train Boy, and The Thomas Cynic. Modelers such as Thomas Wooden Railway, The Train Modeler, and Caleb Train. And Thomas content providers such as Thomas HD Classics, Thomas HD Media, and of course the Thomas TV Patrol. And all these channels come together to share their wonderful content and form the Thomas fandom that we know today. But as the old saying goes, whenever there is light, there will always be a shadow. And in that shadow lies a ton of YouTube channels with a disreputable past and are infamously known to cause trouble on YouTube. This is the story of one of them. Hayden the Red Engine. Where do I even begin? Well, before I talk about who this individual is, let's focus on some backstory for a bit. So about 3 months ago, I made a documentary on the famous YouTube channel Thomas HD Classics, and it was my first attempt at a long explanation/analysis video for my channel. And the feedback from that video was so positive that it practically demanded for another video like this. But I knew at the back of my mind that this video would be a bit more difficult than my previous video. simply because that this video focuses on a more serious and darker tone rather than a lighthearted story like the previous one. And with my video being longer than anticipated, which took a lot of time to edit and process, was another big hurdle that I had to tackle with. But trust me, it'll all be worth it in the end. Now I know a lot of people are watching this video right now wanting to see Hayden getting exposed and probably want to cancel him too. And while, yes, there will be some controversial topics about what Hayden did, many people are trying to spread the rumor that this video will practically ruin Hayden's life, and spreading misinformation too. But that's not the message that I want to give to everyone. And I also want everyone to keep 3 things in mind while watching this video. First and foremost, this video will only show real facts about Hayden and other people's perspectives towards him, and is not at all shaped on anyone's personal bias whatsoever. Second, this video wasn't purely made just to get Hayden's attention, and if you thought that was the main purpose of this video, then you would be dead wrong. The purpose of this video is a lot more deeper than that, and I will explain more of it in my next thing. Finally, and most importantly, don't view this video as a simple exposing video, where I just explain about all the negatives about Hayden and be done with it. That's not how it's gonna work here. View this video as a video that someone can go back to and watch it again and again for other generations to come. View this video as a lesson to children starting off on YouTube on how to become a great and successful channel and not to repeat the same mistakes as Hayden did. Because the purpose of this video is to spread awareness to the fandom that even though the Thomas fandom is full of toxic and rude people, the best we can do is to show the good in everyone and try to fix our mistakes in their past, rather than creating more problems. And that's what we're going to get into today. And to show the hype behind this project, here's a list of all the people that helped support this video. Now I won't name all these people as it's a long list, but all these people have shown their passion and love for this project that I can't thank you enough. This video wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So, without further ado, let's begin with Hayden's origin stories. So in order to find out who Hayden actually is, we need to look back on his origin stories to see where he exactly came from. Now, most of Hayden's personal life remains unknown, and the only information I could find was on his own wiki page on YouTube's Wikitubia. The link to that site will be in the description. So Hayden Catlin was born on February 9th, 2011. He was raised by 2 parents in Anderson, South Carolina. He currently remains homeschooled as he couldn't handle the loud noises at his school, and it was led to believe that his father ran away from him at a young age, and his grandma taking his place shortly after. Then, on July 24th, 2020, Hayden made a YouTube channel entitled Hayden the Red Engine. The editing software that he used for his videos was a built-in Windows 10 movie maker. He started to make some small videos for his channel, like clips from Thomas and Friends, clips from The Little Engine That Could, Roblox gaming, and some other miscellaneous stuff too. With all that being said, Hayden had the fullest potential of becoming a big player in the Thomas community. But if only that was the case. Alright, this is the part of the video I bet everyone has been itching and dying to see. It's time to find out why Hayden was hated by almost everyone, not just in the Thomas fandom, but the YouTube community as a whole. Now there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of reasons why Hayden is viewed as a bad guy. So much so that I've compiled a list of 10 reasons why Hayden is not just a bad person, but a bad influence overall. Let's get started. Number 1. Bashing opinions. Now let me just say this off the bat that there's nothing wrong of having an opinion. Opinions can change from time to time, and you are entitled to your own opinion. It's just how you use that opinion that matters. Now looking at Hayden's fan art and content, you would know that Hayden is a fan of All Engines Go, a reboot of Thomas and Friends, a show that is widely hated amongst the Thomas fanbase. If you somehow like All Engines Go, then there's no problem to that. There's nothing wrong with liking All Engines Go. But what is wrong is using your own opinion to bash someone else's opinion to make them look like a fool. And the experience TTTE guy had with this kid is a prime example.
There was this person who I just saw it in my community post, like they bought an All Engines Go thing, and I just said, you wasted money on that, and it's going to produce a shit show. And then they keep constantly replying to me saying, not shit, it's good, you're a bitch, you're an opinion basher. They said opinion basher like every single fucking reply. Every single fucking reply, every single fucking thing. It's opinion basher, mate. You're literally bashing people's opinions who say the show is bad. When someone says the show is bad, you're like, no, you're wrong, it's good, you're an opinion basher. No, you are their opinion basher. If you cannot accept that people don't like the show. I've accepted people like the show, but what pisses me off is that when people who like the show start throwing a massive fucking tantrum. And then start telling other people, and then start spreading lies about me.
I couldn't agree with him more. What Hayden is essentially doing is trying to make himself more superior than he actually is by trying to make people love the show even when they don't want to. Like, are you serious? You can't just force someone to like something even if they don't want to. That's not how it works. You need to show them that you like All Engines Go rather than just saying everyone should watch it with no reason. It's like the old saying, don't just tell them, show them. Because evidence is the key to everything, but yet Hayden doesn't use it to his full potential, making himself even more of a fool. That alone would make someone think Hayden's a bad person, and we're only scratching the surface here. Number 2. Racial slurs. Now, the N-word is really controversial to many people. Some don't mind it at all, and some take it very seriously. And when you say that word in the wrong hands in an alleyway in New York City, you are guaranteed to be found dead on the side of the streets. So, what does Hayden do as an 11-year-old kid with a word so powerful and so hurtful to one's own race and can sometimes be detrimental to the people that they were named after for so long? What's the end result? Well, Hayden doesn't even care. Enough said. Now we have to keep in mind that Hayden is just an 11-year-old kid and he didn't know better at the time. But even that being said, that is still no excuse to say such a powerful word for no reason at all. Add to the fact that he said this multiple times, he's just asking for trouble at this point. This is the type of person we should be trying to avoid, since many young people on YouTube are acting like this nowadays and are becoming a nuisance for other users on YouTube. So if you're trying to take advice from this kid, you might want to seek for a second opinion. Number 3. Hayden's sexual fetish. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Well, for the kids watching the video, we're basically going to be talking about the birds and the bees for a bit, so be aware. Now, Hayden, being an 11-year-old kid, should know the importance of sexual reproduction, and the fact you should only say this when necessary. While not as bad as the N-word, these words will practically create yourself a bad image on social media. But despite that, Hayden decided to ignore this advice and use this opportunity to say this weird stuff on social media. And it's not so much the questioning on what Hayden is doing on his behalf, I'm more so questioning about the parents behind Hayden. When Hayden does stuff like bash other people's opinions, use racial slurs, and now using sexual profanity against people, it's baffling to see why the parents are not doing anything to discipline this kid, because Hayden needs as much discipline as he can to learn from his past actions. But if this keeps going on, then I highly doubt that Hayden will ever learn from his past mistakes. Number 4. Hayden's actions with a certain girl. Now, it's not uncommon to see a boy fall in love with a girl at a young age. We see it all the time in a classroom where a young boy asks a girl if they want to go out someday. And even online relationships are a pretty common sight to see nowadays. And Hayden is no exception to this. Now, according to his Wikitubia page, he is currently dating a young girl named Tangela Douglas, who is around the same age as Hayden and have known each other for a long time. Now, what Hayden did to Tangela that particular night, I can't even describe, because what he did was so vile and so extreme that I don't think it's up to YouTube standards. But what I can say was that one of my friends, Judy Hughes, was the first one to report on this disgusting incident. And to think that no one else believed him at the time, what he witnessed that night will leave you speechless.
The most damning thing of all, during the time when we heard that he had done some inappropriate stuff with the girl, and then he started crying about it, and then everyone forgave him or acted like it didn't happen after some horrible evidence. I still believed it, but everyone didn't believe me and made me look bad, including Hayden himself did this, and that impacted me. I would eventually try to make peace just to get people to stop being mad about me, but I still didn't believe Hayden was telling the truth.
And what makes this story so much interesting is what we found during the making of this documentary. Because of all the controversy surrounding against Hayden, he naturally made an apology video in coordination of that. But from the looks of it, it doesn't really feel like there was a lot of effort put into that video, but that's not what we're here for. What we are here for is one particular thing in the video that was overlooked by Hayden. and it ended up being a big mistake on his end. In that video, it says, and I quote, "I did an inappropriate thing about a lady." Okay, let me get this straight. You knew all along what you did about that girl, but instead of admitting it on the spot, you instead start crying about it, not only lying to everyone that you didn't do anything to that girl, but you also made Judah look like a fool for exposing the truth, only to later reveal that in an apology video that you took little to no effort to make. Like, dude, are you actually being serious? You have no respect and no remorse towards your actions because the only purpose that you serve on YouTube is to troll people. That's it. That's all you'd ever do. And trust me, I'm not the only one to rage against Hayden's actions. On a random stream Hayden made one night, one of my friends, Hayden the Wolf Engine Productions, had had enough of Hayden's efforts, and he finally cracked. He cracked real hard.
You motherfucker! You have ruined me and Yuri's life!
I hear the background.
I don't care! But you're just a fucking joke! That's what you are, and no one even cares about you! Not even your mom! That's what you said! This is your fault! I'm done with you! Done! Bye!
Number 5. Hayden cheats the system. With all the negativity surrounding Hayden, there's just one thing that begs to question. How the hell does he have 3,000 subscribers? Well, I'll tell you. Now, what I'm about to say is a possible theory that hasn't been proven by Hayden nor YouTube, so take all this information with a grain of salt. But we have some solid evidence to back up some of these claims. And to help answer this question, we're going to be using Hayden's Social Blade page. Now, for those of you who don't know, Social Blade is a website that tracks down any YouTube channel statistics, and when you search up Hayden's channel, you can find all sorts of statistics such as view counts, subscriber counts, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the numbers we'll be focusing on more will be the weekly subscribers/video views gained. As you can see, the video views don't look like they've been affected much, but the subscriber count is way off the charts, and we'll have to take a closer look at that. Now, we can see a bunch of spikes on the length of the timeline, but when you go to Hayden's channel to find those specific dates, you'll find no particular video anywhere near as popular as some of his other videos. With that being said, we can only draw ourselves to one conclusion. Hayden used bots. Now, what exactly are bots? They're not these bots, I'll give you that. But YouTube bots are used to give yourself more subscribers and more view numbers without any effort whatsoever. But most YouTubers don't end up using these bots as they see it as cheating the system and can again leave yourself with a bad image. And there are multiple instances where Hayden has gained subscribers out of nowhere and is a clear indicator that he's using bots. But there's one thing about YouTube bots that I haven't mentioned yet, and that's the fact that it costs money. Now that begs the question, where does the money come from? Unless Hayden is using his parents' allowance money, that rules out the question. Well, there is one more theory that could explain this whole operation. There is one statistic in Hayden's Social Blade page that's of interest, and that's the estimated monthly and yearly earnings on his channel. When your channel is monetized, you get this amount of money shown in your Social Blade page. With this newfound information, that can only mean one thing. Hayden is using his monetization money to pay his YouTube bots. That would explain how Hayden got the money for the YouTube bots, and that would also explain why he doesn't put any effort into his videos whatsoever, because he doesn't even need to put any effort into it. The money he gets does the job for him. He's legally tricking the system to make himself look popular while at the same time collecting all this money. This guy's a madman. This guy's crazy! But at the same time, it could also mean the opposite way too, and more on the side of reality than my last claim. If Social Blade has taught me one thing, it's the fact that they don't track down if a channel is monetized, a huge mistake I took when I misjudged Connor, aka Thomas HD Classics, about a year ago. If you want to check out more of this story, check out the documentary I made about him in the description. Because of that newfound knowledge, we can't say for sure if Hayden's channel is monetized or not, but we can't throw that idea out in the trash just yet, but one can only hope. Now, we are halfway through this list, and so far it has been a roller coaster of a ride for Hayden. And some of these next reasons will go into touchy territory, so buckle up everyone. Number 6. Hayden forgets to say thank you. When it comes to Hayden the Red Engine, he gets a lot of things. He gets fan art, he gets money, whether you think it's real or not, and he gets a lot of other stuff too. Heck, I took one of his requests last year on a violin cover that I still have in my YouTube channel. But isn't he forgetting something? You know, like saying thank you? I haven't seen Hayden say thank you to any of his requests, any of his fan art, or anything he was ever given to him, and my friends can agree with that. The simple answer is that Hayden is a selfish prick that only cares about himself, and you would think that he has lots of friends that give stuff to him, when in reality he takes all that stuff for himself and credits no one in the process. Maybe that's why he has such a bad reputation when he talks to the fandom. Number 7. Hayden's biggest mistake. Okay, we all know that Hayden is transphobic. So what is the most logical thing to do in this case? Did he say sorry? No, he became transgender himself. Now in all seriousness, there's nothing wrong with becoming transgender. I have no problem with people that want to become transgender. But for an 11-year-old kid to make that decision so quickly and so out of context is just baffling to me. Again, I'm questioning about the parenting behind Hayden about his change to transgender. Shouldn't he get his parents' consent before publicly revealing that statement on the internet? Do you realize what you're allowing your kid to do? It's almost as if this kid wants to get attention or something, which leads me to my next reason. Number 8. Hayden's need for attention. You know, all the stuff that Hayden's done on his YouTube channel, bashed opinions, used racial slurs, annoyed people on the internet, and now switching to transgender, it's almost as if all these things are connected somehow. And they are, because the simple answer is, he just wants attention. Getting attention on YouTube is nothing special. You all have seen those clickbait thumbnails where they try to get the viewers to watch the video and that's how they perform well on YouTube. But with Hayden's case, it's a bit different. It's like a baby wanting attention from his mother, because all babies do is want attention.
I want mommy, I want milk, I want to be held, I want to be comforted. And if you do not do all these things immediately, I will ruin your life.
And even the legend comedian George Carlin knows about the pain of these kids.
Something else I'm getting tired of is all this stupid bullshit we have to listen to all the time about children. It's all you hear in this country. Children, help the children. What about the children? Save the children. You know what I say? Fuck the children. Fuck them. They're getting entirely too much attention.
Number 9. Hayden hiding his identity. There's one thing I've been noticing about Hayden the Red Engine recently that has been getting my attention. Because of all the backlash that he's gotten over the years, he's been changing his name constantly as well as his profile picture. His current name on YouTube is BreakCarBrunoFan43. But despite all that, his channel banner still says Hayden the Red Engine as well as his channel trailer as well. Running away from your problems isn't going to solve anything. You need to properly apologize to your people before you take your leave. And if you are trying to hide your identity, you're doing a terrible job at doing so. So I suggest you give a reason why you're doing this before you take your leave. Okay, we're at the last reason, and I've saved this reason for last because this is the only reason on this list that has affected me on a personal level. You'll see why in a minute. Number 10. Hayden pretends to be friends. When I met Hayden for the first time, I was generally neutral around him as I didn't know who he was yet. But when I found about the nasty stuff that this kid has done in the past, I was very hesitant to talk to this kid again after seeing all that. On the verge of losing one of his better friends on the internet, Hayden had one final idea. Hayden attempted to make an intro for my channel. Despite me already having an intro, it makes this one of the most disgusted, laughable, and utterly confusing videos I've ever seen from his channel. It's essentially the Thomas intro, but with my logo slapped on it, a watermark which I don't use in my videos, copyrighted music since I can't use if my channel's monetized, and the whole intro just looks like it was made from a free editing software. But would you say that the intro Hayden made is a better intro than what I have? I fucking doubt it. Now that we know all the reasons of why Hayden is a bad person, that just leaves one question to answer. What does the future lie for Hayden? Of course, we don't know exactly about the future of Hayden's channel, but if we look back at his YouTube channel, we can see that he hasn't posted in a month and has remained suspiciously quiet over the past few days. Maybe this means Hayden left or something, I don't know, but honestly, I hope it stays that way. Because we all had enough of Hayden's BS, and the people you see behind me can all agree that Hayden should be wiped out for good on the internet. But what separates Hayden from all the other bad people on YouTube is that he doesn't change. Even Bosher Studios, thought to be one of the worst people in the fandom before Hayden arrived, has also changed on good terms. Hayden will never take our advice, Because Hayden will never change. Hayden is just a kid, and that's it. There's nothing special to this kid that's already been said to all the other kids on the internet. They're all the same. And Hayden is no exception. So, without further ado, I hereby entitle Hayden the Red Engine as 100%, without a doubt, truly, a bastard.
Climb aboard, Hayden, subs are departing. Get out of this channel, that's what you should do. So many people have been waiting. Sit back and enjoy the view.
Through the drama we have dealt with, we have known that it was wrong. Though we're tired, it all was worth it. Now we get to sing along. Together we made it happen. Together we saw it through. That's why we canceled Hayden and beat up a bully too. We showed him the stuff about him, and everyone's come to see. We ended the work we started, and that's how it's meant to be.
Hayden's victims are now cheering. It's all about his audacity. It's all about to crumble upon him because of his stupidity.
As you go across his channel, people come from everywhere. But when you see all his content, no effort is seen anywhere.
Everybody!
Together we made it happen. Together we saw it through. That's why we canceled Hayden and beat up a bully too. The Bluepuffball saw the answer. It came to him in the stream. From now on we've all decided to ban Hayden as a team. Once was bad, but twice is much worse. So put your opinions aside. Listen, Hayden, you are done for. The fact you didn't even try. Together we made it happen. Together we saw it through. That's why we canceled Hayden and beat up a bully too. But Bluepuffball saw the answer. It came to him in the stream. From now on we've all decided to ban Hayden as a team.
Wait! Stop the music!
Whoa, Judah, what's going on?
You know how we said we were all gonna unsubscribe from Hayden, thus taking away his popularity?
Yes, go on.
Well, you know how we also said that he was probably using bots?
Yes, what are you trying to get at?
Even if we all unsubscribe from him, he's still gonna have his thousands of bots!
Oh. Son of a... And done. Whew. What a video that was. Well, the reception's looking positive. Ain't that right, Judah?
Yeah, I'd say the video was a success.
Yeah, this is getting 100 views by the minute.
Have you had some time to calm down from the bot situation?
Oh, definitely. I'm getting over it right now.
What's next for you, a break?
Yeah, that'll probably be my next move. I mean, after an hour-long video like that, that definitely deserves a long break.
I wouldn't go on break just yet.
What do you mean?
There's another mystery that has arisen. Look at the file I sent you on Discord.
Okay, let me just take a look. Okay. Important missing people. This sounds important. Turtles and Thomas. I know that guy. Bosher Studios, another guy. Remember, there's one more guy on this list. GWR Studios. It's on.